Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Saturday the 18th of September 2021 and we're publishing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 17th of September. This coming week could be the most important for gold and silver prices for the entire remainder of the year. So we'd better take a look. Well, unless you're a purchaser or prospective purchaser, things did not go well for gold and silver last week. Gold fell $33, following the previous week's fall of $40, falling from $1,788 to $1,755, having hit a high of $1,808 and a low of $1,746, a fall of 1.8%. Not only falling and remaining below the crucial $1,800 level, which we have vaunted often, but also putting in a lower high and a lower low than the previous week, which itself did compared with the week before. In sterling terms, gold finished the week at £1,278, that's down £15. And in euros it closed at €1,496, that's down €18. Silver performed even worse. It fell $1.36. This follows the previous week's fall of 97 cents. So it fell from $23.77 to $22.41, having hit a high of $23.98 and a low of $22.37. A fall of 5.7%, again like gold falling below a crucial level, in this case too, $24, which it had remained below and should have really pushed above, and now $23. And even a strong support level of $22.50. It managed again to put a lower low and a lower high compared with the previous week. In sterling terms, silver closed at £16.33, that's down 86 pence, and in euros it closed at 19.12 euros, that's down €1. The gold to silver ratio rose substantially, over 3 points in fact, from 75.2 to 1 to 78.3 to 1. Bitcoin is up $2,976, nearly $3,000, and stands at $48,557. Equity markets were broadly down, but not considerably. The Dow Jones closed on Friday at 34,584. That was down 166 points on the day, but down only 23 points on the week. The S&P 500 closed at 4,432, down 40 points on the day and down 26 points on the week. And the Nasdaq closed at 15,043. That's down 137 points on the day and down 72 points on the week. Oil prices, unfortunately for us all, were up. Brent crude closed at $75.34. That's up $2.42. And WTI crude closed at $71.97. That's up $2.25. We were hoping for lower prices at the petrol pumps, but that may now prevent that from happening. The dollar index stands at 93.19. Yes, back over the 93 level. Something we have said every morning is going to happen very quickly during the course of the last week. So it stands at 93.19, that's up 0.61 on the week, and follows the previous week rise of 0.55, so much for those forecasting the crash of the US dollar. Now, we concluded last week's video with the following forecast. Quote, so we're lowering our expectations for next week for both gold and silver. We expect to see gold trading between 1725 and 1850, with 1700 and 1875 as outliers. We can see silver trading between $23 and $25, with 2250 to 2550 as outliers. Well, once again, gold traded well within our trading bands, and silver doing so for most of the week, but then dipped marginally below, in fact, even our outlier low. We received a lot of criticism lowering our forecast, with some individuals actually emailing us and saying we did not know what we were talking about, as they had seen other so-called experts stating silver was about to explode. Perhaps we should have told them an explosion usually leaves a mess and a crater. But there you go. C'est la vie. The trading range for gold between its high of 1808 and low of 1746 was $62, higher than the previous week's difference of 47 and the week before that of 33. It remains to be seen whether this coming week will show an even bigger difference. Silver's trading range last week, between its high of $23.98 and low of $22.37, was $1.61, considerably higher than the previous week's $1.12 and the week before that of $1.10. In essence, the rout for both gold and silver was essentially the much higher retail sales figures for August compared with July and compared with expectations. Coming in at 0.7%, that's positive 0.7%, compared with expectations of minus 0.7%, and if automobiles are excluded, the figures were plus 1.8%, compared with expectations of plus 0.2%. And this was in sharp contrast to those figures the United Kingdom revealed. This caused the dollar to rally, has brought forward in traders' minds the prospect of bond tapering being introduced sooner rather than later, and gold and silver prices took a significant hit. Now, late on Thursday, we published a video entitled, "Why Did Silver Prices Collapse Today?" where we go into some depth and then reinforce the picture in the Friday morning update. Friday morning gold and silver update and forecast, gold and silver plummet, and IS rants. And we've placed links to both of these below. Now, each morning we've produced daily updates expressing the reasons for the various price movements and news which could affect price that day and that week. So please do tune into these. We try to keep them around 10 minutes. They might extend to 12, but it's well worth listening to if, of course, you're interested. Looking forward to this coming week, all eyes will, however, be on the FOMC meetings on the 21st and the announcement on the 22nd, that's Wednesday, of September, where we are likely to know when the bond tapering will be introduced. So expect some volatility over the next 5 working days. Gary Wagner, a chartist of some quality, published the following yesterday, quote, "With a tepid August jobs report set against strong retail sales in August, Federal Reserve members have to face the economic growth is coming in weaker than forecast, but recovering nonetheless. This has put different Federal Reserve members divided as to when they will begin to taper their asset purchases. Chairman Powell did make a clear distinction between the timeline to initiate tapering and lift-off of interest rate normalizations, saying that the Federal Reserve has a different set of criteria for both of those components of their current extremely accommodative monetary policy," which frankly totally supports the comments we've been making for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Looking at gold from a technical viewpoint, we're just above an incredibly strong support level of 1750, which gold did actually break momentarily, and if it should do so again, could very well make its way in time, not necessarily in one jump, to the August lows of 1672. To the upside, there are a number of resistance points, including 1800 and July highs of 1831. Silver has had significant support at 2250, but if breached again, could find a quick path down to 22, especially if it breaks through the next level of support at 2230 and its August low of 2210. There are a number of support points below there, but we cannot rule out $20 being in sight. Not necessarily this week, but in sight. Some analysts are already penciling in $19. To the upside, there could be a rise not in one day, but over the course of a week to 24. But that said, there are numerous resistance points at 2260, 2290, 2320, and 2350 before we get there. So much depends on what the FOMC says on Wednesday. Now, economic data last week we've covered in the daily videos, and the key element, retail sales, we've already mentioned. Now, this coming week we have on Monday the NAHB index for September. We have On Tuesday, building permits and housing starts for August and the current account for Q2. Wednesday, existing home sales for August and the all-important FOMC statement, followed by Fed Chair Jerome Powell's news conference. Thursday, weekly jobless claims, market manufacturing and services flash PMIs for September. Noteworthy, but the damage or whatever will have been done on Wednesday. Leading economic indicators for August, and then on Friday, new home sales for August. So Wednesday is the day, the long-awaited announcement on bond tapering. Everything else before will be viewed in relation to that day, and everything else announced after will become an endorsement or otherwise of what Jerome Powell and his committee decides. So put your seatbelts on. It's promising to be an interesting week. On the political front, we still have Afghanistan and the spread of the COVID Delta variant prominent, and the fear factor of tapering is going to overhang the market until Wednesday. And we should not forget that the ECB has already announced that they're going to start theirs soon because of their uptick in inflation. So where do we see gold and silver prices moving next week? Well, we have to account for some possibly large spreads, simply because much depends on Wednesday. With that in mind, we normally expect now to see gold trading somewhere between 1720 and 1820, with as low as 1680 and as high potentially as 1850 as outliers, depending on Wednesday's comments. We can see silver trading between 2175 and 2320, with 2150 and 24 as outliers. What do you think? Do share your thoughts. Do you believe silver's going to go down further? Or is it going to stage a recovery? It's taken quite a hit. Let us know. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign, watch out for additional videos this weekend and certainly next week. Until next time. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.